too late. A little bit too late. I'll be prepared next time.
There's no next time. That was it.
How do you know?
Hey, yo, people. Max here.
Hello.
Is it Max or is it Max?
Max.
You're Russian. There's no Max. There's Max. Maximilian, huh?
No, it's just Max.
Maxarov.
It's literally just Max.
No, your name isn't just Max.
It is.
Your parents called you Max?
Wait a
Max? We'll wait. We'll wait for Max.
That's easy.
What's he getting? What's up with him?
Führerschein.
Max came here from Berlin to show me the Pangaea.
Here we go.
His name is actually just Max.
See?
But your parents didn't have more money for more letters?
Well, I changed my name.
Well, so what was your name?
I'm not telling you.
I'll get it out of him.
Probably not.
So, here's a little story. AMT, Russian company, make pedals, awesome. I had some on the table here for Thomann, and they delivered. They make solid-state amps, weird-looking, boxy ones, and they make the Pangaea. Now...
And preamps.
Pedal preamps.
Yeah, pedal preamps.
Okay. So, we're here to talk about the Pangaea. Wait a second. So, a few years ago, I walked across the Musikmesse, and there was a huge sign at the AMT stand, and it was a booth, stand, I'm German. Fuck off. So,
you know what? I was just actually reading the Musikmesse website, and it actually says stand in English.
Booth. So, they had this big poster and said Pangaea, and it showed a thing that said Pangaea. Everyone just walked by. I walked by. No one gave a flying rat's ass because they kind of forgot to tell the audience, what is it? It was a box that looked like absolutely... It wasn't a pedal. It looked like a little... How would Leslie put it? What was the word she used?
Yes.
A gadget. She said, you and your gadgets. Yeah. Thank you, Leslie. Awesome gadget. So, I didn't know what the Pangaea was until a buddy of mine from Spain reviewed it. And then I got, oh wait, it's an impulse response loader. That sounds like something from the Transformers. In case you don't know what an impulse response loader is, impulse response is primarily used for cabs, can also, in the case of the Kemper, be a profile, which is an impulse response of an amp. But in this case, it's profiles or impulse responses of speakers, which are being collected, if I get this correctly, by pumping certain frequency through it in certain... There's beeps.
Something like this.
In certain beeps, yeah.
Something like this.
That, just... and stuff like this.
Yeah.
And then in the end, you get an idea of what that speaker will do with a certain input signal.
Right.
And obviously, when it comes to a speaker, there's the mic. Where's the mic?
Exactly.
What is the room?
To be exact, it's the whole cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how many speakers there are in it, the mic, the room, and everything you have in your signal
the
chain.
whole recording chain. It's, wie man in Deutsch sagt, es ist eine Wissenschaft für sich. That's what we say in German. It is a science in and of itself.
Ja, dat heb ik ook verstaan.
Yeah, it's a Wissenschaft für sich. So, it's complicated shit. Bottom line is, we don't like, for us as guitar players, to have a direct out on a pedal, an amp, a whatever, that is frequency ponginated.
I hear freak and then something else.
Frequency compensated. A frequency compensated out is this. You have an EQ that does roughly to the signal what a speaker would do, which means roll off the high end. Speakers are usually 12-inch, and you're rolling off the high end, making it less, and all this stuff. So with an EQ, you can shape it a bit, but is it really going to sound like a mic speaker? Nah, never. It's really, it's always right here. So that room we talked about, and where's the mic in that space, has something to do with it.
Exactly. So when you hear that dry sound, it doesn't sound natural, right?
Yeah. And that and an impulse response captures that. Now, we just got a little bit confused about, I looked at the Pangaea that we have here. It'll come, trust me. And I'm like, well, but it doesn't have that. It doesn't have that. But it's got one output. But you're telling me it's stereo, so it's got TRS and blah. So I critiqued a couple of things. There are more versions out there. There's bigger versions. There's one with little stumpies on it. There's one that go in front of your pedal board as an actual pedal. There's some that are meant to kind of go at the end of your pedal board, very tiny, which is what we're looking at. There's some that have built-in effects. So you have more room simulations where you can actually add reverb, right?
And delays and chorus. And
so it's way more than a speaker simulation. It's a cab simulator. Okay, so gets a little bit confusing there. What we're looking at is the smallest, ultra tiny thing. Get it?
Yeah, the gadget. Yes.
We're talking about the gadget. Your gadget. Because it's tiny. And the cool thing is, this thing can actually handle speaker level. It's not a load box. Do not put your amp in there and don't connect the speaker. But it can be between your amp's output, power amp output, and your speaker.
Right.
Therefore, taking that, you still need the speaker as a load.
Or a load box.
Which is how we have it connected here. And then take that full amp signal, including the power amp sound, which is cool.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And that's actually what I want to test. Because on a pedal board, yeah, you can take a pedal, pump it in there. But that means you still need kind of a preamp signal to shape it a little bit.
Right. Which it can simulate. This one.
Because it also gets complicated. The one we have here has a brand new firmware, which is coming out, I don't know, next week or something.
Or in a couple of weeks from now.
So it's what you need to do is follow this guy on his channel, Max. Apparently that's his name. Solo. And keep in touch and see when that's out and what the newest features are, and also which version has what. What we're gonna do is just check it out and see. Yeah. So this is no shit the box. It's smaller than the box. So this is the Pangaea CP100. And CP, of course, stands for... Why doesn't it say II100? Because I would have immediately known what that is then. CP. The CP100. Does it come with this USB cable?
Yeah, this incredibly long USB cable.
That is awesome. So, and then it comes with this power supply.
Yeah, which is magic, by the way.
It's magic?
It's magic, yeah. Here's the thing. They used to order power supplies in China just like any other company. Mm-hmm. This year, they found out that, well, they're noisy. So they decided, well, we build a better one. So they did.
And they include it.
Yes. Because
it needs 12 volt. So if you want to run that on your power brick, on your pedal board, you need to know you need a 12 volt output.
Yeah.
So here it is. And there's even a sticker in there. Sticker. That's nice.
You know what? CP stands for convolution player.
IR convolution player.
Which you would never guess, right?
So actually it is orange. The one that...
You're getting, probably. Sooner
the
or
one
later,
that you're getting is orange, right? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
They all are orange now.
Yeah. But that one... That's much better now. I like this a lot better.
Which one?
Well, the one where I can't see you.
Oh, like that?
Yeah, that's the way to go.
That's even better.
Yeah? Pangaea head.
Yeah.
Panhead. Anyway, that is Max's original one, which is probably a little bit older.
Yeah, like
and he's played with it
2 or 3 years old.
Which is also why this knob here doesn't quite perfectly work. You kind of have to push it a little bit too. He beat the shit out of this one. So
yeah.
This is a... Leslie, can you move that away again just for a moment? Wow. Look at Leslie. So this is the thing. And it is literally ultra small. If you put that on your pedal board, it's not going to take up any space.
Something we can compare it to. Sideways.
Wait.
I knew that.
Of course you knew. So this is a regular sized pedal. Look at that. Very small. Look at that. So, we have an input and a through. And it gets really confusing. I have a 9 volt and 12 volt input. But we have an input and a through, which can be speaker level.
Yeah.
But it can also be line level from a preamp or a pedal.
Right.
somehow they can do that. If you're running speaker level, there's a 6-stage attenuator.
He said that.
What?
Attenuator.
I said attenuator. Careful. It does not mean that what comes out of your speaker is attenuated. It is not a load
Right.
box. It only adjusts to the level you're giving in. So if the level you're giving is like pa-pow, you're going to pa-pow it a bit less. It should say an unpa-power.
Power.
See?
That's a good idea.
Because if you call it an attenuator, a lot of us guitar player idiots, I'm sorry, I'm counting me and you, think, oh, dude, it's a load box, I can play quieter. No, you cannot.
can't.
Not with this. And then there's a aux in,
Yeah,
so that you can watch YouPorn while you play,
exactly.
okay? And have the sounds coming out
Yeah.
somewhere. And this output is phones, line, and balanced, and it's also stereo if you wanted to.
At the same time.
All at the same time. And so I say, well, why isn't
Well,
that...
you can pick one at a time.
Yeah, okay, so I say, why isn't that 2 outputs? And then he showed me the bigger versions. There's even one with 2 XLR outs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why we're talking about the smallest one, and then it's not an issue that it doesn't have all that, because the idea is it's the smallest one in a line of products. That display is freaking tiny. The knobs are freaking tiny.
Yes.
But the idea is, it's tiny.
Yes.
I bitched about this. But then again, they have bigger versions. This one's tiny. You could put this, get this shit, people. You could put this behind your amp, right?
Right.
In a live situation, don't even put it on your board. Have real amps. Come on, people. Put that behind your amp. Speaker out in here. This to the cab.
Yeah.
9 volt. And this runs
12.
12 volt. What he said.
Well, it will actually work with 9. Shall we check that?
It says 12. We're going to say 12.
But it works with 9 too.
And it comes, of course, with the Russian-made super high-quality doohickey. So put this behind your amp, and it's actually small enough to probably sit right behind your amp on the cab.
Yeah.
Without falling off.
Exactly.
And run a balanced
You can tape it to your amp.
You
Just
can
to
tape
the
it to-
back of your amp.
TRS cable to XLR into the front of house and have a good mic'd cab sound
Yeah, by the
for
way.
€215.
By the way, speaking about... Why is it going down? all the
Because
time?
you don't know how to sit. That's how.
No, it's not going up anymore. So, speaking about balanced output,
What she said.
if you feed it a phantom power,
Yep.
it will still work. So it will not burn as your...
Okay, so you can't.
Magic device.
It's not going to do anything, but you can feed it phantom power without breaking it. That's what you're saying.
Exactly, you can feed it as much phantom power as you need. It will not break the device.
Okay.
It will not...
The gadget. It's called a gadget.
Gadget, yes.
Go Russian gadget. So 7 hours into this video, we have a lot of shit here. I'm gonna have this on the table to point to it. So Leslie, throw in the Pangaea again. Where's my coffee at? We're gonna check this. So we have input. Well, actually, Leslie, go to the Synergy. Thank you. So what we have here, we have a Strymon in the effects loop. This is just for show because it's sitting here. But I'm going into the Syn 2, where the T Deluxe on the left side, that's a tweedy sound and that's a clean sound. This is a hairy brown eye on the right side. That's going into the Syn 5050 power amp, which is bridged. So right now that's pumping out 100 watts of tube power.
Which is a lot.
That's a lot. And that's going into the Pangaea, which you can see in the back on the table. And it's freaking tiny. And that's going through to my Torpedo Studio. So we can actually compare it to the highest priced and most high-end IR thingy on the market, which is a load box. That's also where the price comes from. Obviously, we're comparing something absolutely ultra small, compact, which is the same word technically, to something that you could you could buy the Pangaea 8 times for. It's not a comparison.
Yeah, I guess
it's
so.
just to show you what, my usual sound is. So how we do this best is probably to go in here and yes, listen to the Pangaea, and we just have to switch back and forth here. So I have this guitar. It's a nice guitar and it's purple and I can beat you with it. So we're gonna start clean, which is difficult. I'm not gonna switch around on the torpedo because that's just gonna be too complicated. Bypass. Look, there's a sound. Who would have thought? Levels, levels, levels. So you can see the in level, the out level, the display is nice, it's just very tiny. I have to move this, because I don't like it when things are crooked. Crooked! Yeah. So you can see a very nice high resolution monochromatic display. And you can hit this button apparently, and then it shows you what speaker. It's a 412 vintage 30, probably not what you would use for clean. Do you have something for clean?
Yeah, go to Bank 0, let's say.
Bank 0.
Something, maybe 7. Check what it is.
Ah, here you go. Yeah, you got that high-end spec, but it's got a lot more mids.
Because it's a condenser mic.
Okay, it says
go to 0, 0.
condenser edge 2, which means where the mic is.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna go to what? 0, 0, 0?
Yeah, for example.
And that's a...
It's gonna give you the to bank 1. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. The dynamic mic.
Ah. If I hear the difference there, I don't know. But that's definitely very, very clean for the super clean sounds. Let's go to a tweet. Ultra bright, but I also have bright in here. Put a hair on it. And remember guys, this is a 100-watt amp running into a tiny little box. This is a sound you could have in a live situation, right?
Front of the house.
Yep.
That's what I was doing for the last couple of years, basically, with this
Really?
thing. Yeah.
Awesome. But you had a cab on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tiny one.
Okay.
A really tiny one, just to hear myself.
So that works well, but of course we want to know, you know, how do the distorted sounds sound?
Yeah.
So where do I go?
Wherever you want. Check what's in there.
What
yeah,
do we
just
have?
go up, 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 up. Yeah, this is
412. Needs is a delay. We crank up the gain on this tweed. Careful with the volume. Let's go high gain here. There you can very clearly hear that that's a cab in a room.
yeah.
Here you hear it even less direct than the other ones. Mike's probably further away.
If you go even higher than that.
So for us, if we go to the Torpedo, there's a lot more mids, but that's just because you loaded it up with stuff that doesn't have a lot of mids.
Probably.
Yeah, that's
You can
just
put any impulse
that's
in it.
personal preference.
Yeah.
Now, do I want to edit this on this tiny little screen? Oh, you guys know how much I would bitch about that. And so if I hit edit here, I can actually go into the different menus. I don't even know how. You know what? I wouldn't want to fiddle around with that because it's this tiny. Okay? I know that is what she said. She never says that. So, no, you don't want to do that. Do you want to edit this thing in a live situation? Hell no.
No.
You load it up with your probably one favorite cab.
And you go.
Yeah, and it doesn't have MIDI or anything, so you're not going to jump behind your amp in a live
Absolutely
situation.
not.
You're not going to bend down on your pedal board and switch cab. Probably not. You're going to have the one thing that you like loaded up.
Yeah.
Right? So, how do I load it up with... This is exit. No, I don't want to save. Go away. So, how do I load it up with other stuff? It doesn't have Bluetooth or anything.
No.
It has... No, use the cable that was supplied.
The incredibly long USB cable.
Yeah, so we're gonna use... Well, he's realistically, this is enough.
Yeah.
Well, if you have a laptop, okay, this is fine. If I have to hook that up to my iMac in the back and hook up all my stuff to actually test what I'm doing, I'd be annoyed. So, but you know what? They at least give you that cable. It's very nice. I just like throwing cables away.
Yeah, I know. Notice that.
So, Max brought his long cable. Get it? Mm-hmm. So we're gonna plug this in somehow and plug it into his laptopy thing.
Yep.
Laptop type gadget.
Work.
And now you can say serial port USB drive. What does that mean?
Choose serial port. Because if you go to USB drive, it will connect just like a mass storage device, like a flash.
Can you load
thing.
impulse responses from USB drives?
Yeah. You can just put them there manually. You know,
okay.
As you would normally do.
And I hit
with
set.
a flash drive. Edit. Enter.
Enter. If I could read, that would make sense. PC is connected. What if I'm connecting a Mac?
It will still say PC is connected.
Those Russians don't like Apple. No, I don't know. So,
What does that mean?
answer error M.
Wow. But does it still work? Yeah, it still works.
So something worked. Okay, so Leslie can go to the thing that Leslie can go to. So I'm gonna go away from the Torpedo. And there we have a camera set up crookedly on the screen. But you can see a very nice, stylish, Ableton Lifestyle kind of 2D user interface by AMPETE.
I like the way you put it.
Yeah. And it's for the CP100 something. But here you can see...
Yeah, PA stands for power amp, because this is the new version with power amp simulation, right?
Which will come out probably when this video is out.
Yeah.
Or before or after.
Or before or after.
We've covered everything now, really.
Yeah.
So you see the speaker, and then what can I do here? The EQ, can I... No, I can't...
You can turn it on, yeah.
That's how I turn it on?
Yeah, just click on it.
So it's not processing anything unless it's actually on.
Right.
So I have a vil, and an and a ps, and a lip.
Yeah.
What vil is input volume?
Output volume.
On the left?
Master volume. Just a master volume for the device.
Okay. Gadget.
Yeah.
I have an emergency room.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
What is that?
Emergency room, you know? Short room, medium room, and long room.
It's a room.
It's a room.
But
Yes.
why ER?
Early reflections.
Ah, okay. I have my presence. Those Russians. LP, low pass filter.
Yeah, must be it.
Full EQ with hertzes and 5 bands and What is that?
Ah, that's the frequency. So it's a parametric EQ. You can adjust the
That's
frequency.
my
where you want
frequency?
it.
No, my frequency is at the bottom. This is
Oh, this is the width.
this is the Q.
Yeah, that's the cue.
And this is how much.
Yeah.
So I can actually see like a graphic representation.
Exactly.
Very stylized, I have to say, without even actual faders.
Oh, I wonder where they are going.
We have me right here,
Yeah.
a high pass filter. IR on off. Well, obviously we want the IR on in an IR device.
Unless you're using the gadget as an effect processor with compressor, let's say gate, and go into the whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so you could turn that off.
Then you don't need it.
Here we have the power amp, and you can actually pick what tubes. This is the one that's not available yet, but as a firmware in probably now. That's very nice. Preamp. Just shape it a little bit before it goes in.
Yeah, if you're using just a distortion or overdrive pedal.
So if I use preamp and power amp, I could actually use overdrive pedals and
Yeah. That's the thing.
and some compressor. CM.
CM.
Compressor.
Compressor, yes.
They must not be native English speakers, is that possible?
They're not, no.
GT as in...
But it does have its vibe, right?
Yeah, totally. I love the user interface, just you have to kind of guess a little bit what that means.
Yeah.
And GT
Took me a while, but when I got it, I was like, yeah.
And you think Russian?
Now I understand. Not necessarily.
No?
Not that much anymore.
GT as in... Gate.
Yes.
Gate.
Yes.
GA, I don't know, GT, gate. Yeah, why not?
GATE. Yeah?
A C and a G would have made more sense than what we have here.
C and G.
Yeah, C as in compressor, G as in gate. Instead of
Just
those
one letter.
abbreviations, yeah.
Okay.
So here I can... No, I don't know what that is.
That's to load an impulse.
Okay, I just go onto the computer and find where that is.
Pick your...
But I can't go now to like... Oh, we don't want that.
No, we don't.
I can't go like next now.
You can. Go here. Nope.
Don't want to save that.
You can also scroll the mouse wheel to go up and down.
Awesome. So if I play now, I hear things.
What's that? Is that my computer?
Yeah. That's it. That's going to be the computer. But you know what? That's...
Oh, that's easy to solve, I guess. Try it now. No?
TC pedals have the same problem. When you connected USB, you can't expect the signal chain to be perfect. I mean...
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about that. That's not going to be something I'll bitch about. I'll bitch about a lot of things, but...
Okay, let's try this thing. Play. Yeah, that's the USB. Okay. There's nothing I can do right now about it.
I don't think there's anything you actually can do about that. I think most devices react that way.
It really depends on what kind of equipment you have at home.
Yeah.
At my place, it's all silent.
Of course you gotta say that. So realistically what happens is you pick your clean speaker, your maybe your rock and your metal speaker, that's 3. I have a Torpedo Studio and I use pretty much one preset. Because it's the one that I like. Exactly. So we'll end up using that. If I have a super spanky clean Fenderish type thing, I might want to go to something that really emphasizes the high end and go to a Jensen. But that's a rare occasion. So usually for most of the sounds, I use a 1960 Marshall. I have to say right now, I like the Rev IRs that are loaded up because they're cool. But usually you find the one sound that you like, and you'll probably never touch that software again. So you set it up the way you like it, and then that's your, nice little gadget to take, have behind your amp. I might even cut a little hole in my amp and actually just have that built in.
Screwed in.
Or actually, yeah, have some way to actually have that attached to the back of the amp. You could probably zip tie it. If you have a grill on the back of the amp?
Yeah, you can do that.
We shall try this right now.
All right, let's do that.
You hold that. I'm taking my Rev out. I'm taking my Rev out on the road. And I have some zip ties here. And I don't want to fit around with the gear all the time, but I have the wrong zip ties because they're really tiny ones. So I'm going to multi-zip. We all know the multi-zip, right? So,
This way?
of course this way, because why not? In between here? Yeah, no, I put it right. Oh, look, I can do this, then it's sitting on...
With 2, you don't need 3.
Hmm?
You can do it with 2, you don't need
Yeah.
3.
Can actually do it with 1. Because I'm using the top edge. There you go. That's not going to move anywhere
Nice.
because it's on the... Right here.
Cool.
And you just need power, plug that right in here. It would have been much smarter if I had put that over here.
Right.
Because then you can have a super short speaker cable going in.
Yeah.
Then your normal speaker cable to your cab. And have your impulse response loader just always on the back of your amp.
Right.
That you can't do with any other thing on the market.
That's true.
What do I think of this? I mean, frankly, I haven't used it in recording situations. I haven't played around with it enough. Did I think, or realistically, did I think the Torpedo sounded different? Yes, I do. But different.
Different. It's a different device.
It's.
Meant for different
I'm
things.
going to assume, without knowing, that the Torpedo's core processing is of higher quality. That it's $1,600. I think the room simulation that it has probably is very nice. Also, the AD conversion is of super high quality. On the other hand, that's a 1,600 euro rack unit that you have to have an extra rack for. It is a different kind of target market.
It's meant for different things.
Yeah. And we haven't compared an IR that is exactly the same IR in this and the Torpedo. And I don't think that's the whole idea. On the Torpedo, I have a big ass display. It's a completely different product range.
Right.
This will actually do a nice job in this situation, but you still need a cab, of course.
Or a load box, yeah.
Or a load box. And the software is neat. You're not going to use the software live.
No.
But if you're looking for a quick and dirty way to get your amp into your DAW or something, you could always just have that on the back. Why not? I mean, really just as an amp attachment, I think this is killer. You could, of course, have that on, attached to your pedal board with the new upcoming or has already been released, who knows, preamp and power amp simulation. That's also not bad. I think to dip your feet into the world of impulse responses, $215
that's a good starter. Yeah.
You might say, yeah, this is cool, this is all cool, but I want a bigger display. Well, then you might go to a different product from AMT, or you might say, okay, no, I want the really big dog and look at 2 notes, which again is a totally different price range. But if you're not sure if that's something you need or you want, and you don't really know, is it really convincing me? You're not dropping a whole bunch of money, and you're definitely not wasting a whole bunch of space with this thing.
Absolutely.
Whether the orange is your thing or not, you need to decide.
I kind of like it.
Would be good on an orange amp.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get it because it's also orange? Get it?
Yeah.
So, well...
You used the wrong device on this amp. You should have used that one, the white one. It would fit.
Yep.
I see. Yeah.
Anyway, so I think AMT has a cool product here, especially because of the size, and it fills a tiny little hole in the market. I think they should at trade shows do a better job of letting people know what their products actually do.
Well,
You can't say that.
we'll do our best.
Yeah.
Next year.
Yeah. But again, I walked past the booth several times and I'm like, what is that? What does it even do? Pangaea. I mean, do you guys know what Pangaea even is? Why is it called Pangaea?
No idea.
What does it have to do with the supercontinent?
I have no idea. Seriously.
Clueless. Totally clueless. Guy from Berlin comes here, totally clueless. Doesn't even know anything.
It was not my idea to go that way. So.
If you guys want to see some super mega in-depth, way too in-depth and complicated, are way too much work for the people doing it, videos, check out his channel because his reviews are insane. I'm not putting that much work into reviews. Fuck that. I'm sorry. I just can't. It's just I'm sorry. It's just too much. So I'm going to say, check him out if you want to dip your feet into the world of impulse responses.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And get out of here. Use my links below. Don't use them. Do whatever. Watch the animals at the end, and all that stuff.
Hey babe, I'm not good looking, and I ain't got no foolish things to say. My face, it shows the scars of life. I got stories to tell. When I lost my job, my